It just says it just says Elite Dangerous Karl on his profile.
Yeah, yeah. It's locked.
You loved it when it was the big that shit.
Game off is excited.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Hi, it's everyone, and one thing that annoys me in Elite Dangerous is the number of cheats. There are a lot of people who combat log in Elite Dangerous, and it makes it very difficult to do certain things. Piracy is almost impossible if the person is going to log out before you can steal any of their cargo, and it makes me laugh how many people who combat log on me, or you hear about stories of them combat logging, and when you ask them, it turns out they were in open and doing power play and complaining about being attacked, and it just makes no sense. So before we get into this, I'm just going to give you a list of warning.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Now, for those of you who don't know, obviously combat logging is the art of pulling the plug. It's not menu logging. That's if you wait the 15-second timer, that's one thing. This is pure blood combat logging, ripping the connection out, crashing out to dashboard, and then resetting the game. And obviously FDev have said this is wrong, and this is what FDev have to say on the subject of power play and PvP, which always gets me every time.
And the last thing about power play is that it has. Yeah,
So was the first thing, and now you're telling us that the last.
No, there was two things there.
Oh, were there?
It's player authored, and it's galactic wide content, dynamic changing content. But importantly, most important of all, it allows consensual PvP. It allows consensual PvP.
So the whole point of being in power play is to have groups of players attack other groups of players and give player PvP a reason to exist. You don't get notoriety if you kill power play kills because they're considered legitimate targets. Because by playing in open and in power play, you're signaling, you're virtually like waving a flag saying, I'm doing power play, I'm doing PvP. And that's what it's for, and that's what you're telling everyone. And then they're always the ones that log and then get completely carebeary about it. This guy was hilarious. Apparently asking someone not to cheat is considering is how toxic the game is. Yeah, apparently this became a toxic game because if you ask someone not to cheat, you're toxic when they're just a carebear. I tried to explain to this gentleman. We had a back and forth that went on for ages. His clip's coming up later in this video. Yeah, he's, you know, it amazes me every time. It's like we're in Seoul, we're blockading Seoul as pirates, and we're also doing the feds a favour because we're Archon the Lane. We have an agreement with the feds that we kill imps while we're down here. You know, but we can kill imps because we're Archon the Lane. Feds want imps to die as well, and instead you get people that combat log and then say it's because, you know, they've only been on the game 15 minutes. How they expect the entire world to revolve around their schedule and everyone to know their schedule. I mean, when we scan them, it says, yeah, little Timmy does not want to be attacked today because he's only been on the game 15 minutes. No, that's not how it works. You're in power play. You have 3 modes to choose from. You chose to play in the one where other players can attack you, called open play. Now, if you didn't want to engage with other players, maybe don't do power play and maybe don't play in open. I mean, you're literally advertising I'm available to fight for my power, and then when you get attacked you cry about it and cheat. It's pathetic. It's the most pathetic thing in the world. The excuses are always the same, and the people who always stick up for the combat loggers and say that it's our fault and that we're the reason the game's being ruined by engaging even in PvP are usually the ones that throw out personal insults and get into personal attacks when we're just calmly asking people not to cheat in a video game. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of redundant. Like, there were 9 people in Supercruise in the system and this guy's telling me that means the game's dead. Okay. Clearly you haven't been playing a lot lately, and clearly you haven't been playing a lot for years, because 9 people in Supercruise is actually a really decent number of people. You just happen to jump into an incredibly busy system with the wrong tags and the wrong pledged. You know, if you're going to be pledged to the the imps. Maybe don't cruise by Seoul when there's tons of people there looking to kill imps. It's really hilariously funny. And like I say, they're always the same excuses. It's really pathetic. I literally, like, always the same. It's always, I don't have time, I'm too busy, it's your fault, you're toxic, then some personal abuse. And it's always the fault of the person shooting at them that the game's ruined, not them for being a cheat. They always say they don't care, but they get bitchy as hell when the video goes up. They always say usual stuff like this, that they don't consider it cheating. Well, I'm so glad your authority is the most amazing one. You just love it. Self-entitled cheating scumbags. Like, no even attempt to play the game. They could have easily submitted to the interdiction and highwayed out in plenty of time. They were in a vulture that's like strong. There's no reason why they should have had to resort to cheating. They could have easily escaped and evaded. But clearly they lack any sort of comprehension in how to play the game. They lack any knowledge of the base game mechanics. They lack any skill at shipbuilding. And they're a complete retardant because they think somehow we're going to magically know they've only been on the game 15 minutes and don't want to be attacked by people. Don't you know? It says it in the corner of your screen now, Tarquin. Don't attack me. I am so defenseless. No, see, all it tells me is he's an imp in soul. Yeah, open season, fair target. He chose to play an open. He chose to pledge to power play. Take some personal responsibility before you choose to cheat like a cheating scumbag you are. Like, you know, personally, I think these people are hilarious because they're so entitled and their ego is so inflated. They think that they have the right to do something just because they don't think it's cheating. And every time I'm just left like, it's just, yeah, it's not unusual. We come across it enough times. And I'll sit here and make the videos because it's funny. But if you are doing power play and you are playing in open, maybe have a thought about why. Like, you know, if you're not wanting to consent to PvP, then maybe don't pledge to a power play faction and don't play an open. It's not that difficult, really. I have to find my screening shell just protects him from any missiles being shot at him at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it's always the same.
He's gone.
At least Pinpoint here restores the honour of the imps. Straight after this guy disappeared, we actually get attacked by another imp in system. And he's not scared of fighting a wing of people in a really cheap rebuy ship. I mean, the fact you would combat log in a vulture, which costs nothing. I mean, poor guy. I mean, it must be really sad if you can't take a vulture rebuy. But anyway, Pinpoint here clearly he can't afford to take rebuys because he kept going back and kept attacking. So fair play to him. And yeah, not all people who do power play are as sad as this guy in the vulture, but you know, I thought I'd highlight it because it happens a lot, and it is kind of cringe and embarrassing. But you know, it's their choice. If they want to continue cheating, I'll continue making videos highlighting them cheating. It's pretty pointless at this stage, other than the fact that now he'll be known throughout the PvP community, and yeah, that should make him some new popular friends. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And yeah, that's all for this video. And remember, power play is consensual PvP. And thanks to Devo for that video clip. I will put a link to his channel in the description. That's all.